Their piece, Two Sisters, is a typical example of the music McLaughlin and Shankar play together. Its starting point is an Indian classical theme, a raga. But in Two Sisters, the raga theme is transformed by being played over a pattern of jazz chords. Each time the chord changes, so does the sound of the raga. For his experiments with Shankar, McLaughlin has designed a unique guitar. A standard guitar is unsuitable for playing Indian music. On the violin, for instance, it's possible to play microtones, which are infinitely subtle variations on the notes of a scale, a vital element in Indian music. But on an ordinary guitar, it's not possible to play the full range of microtones.
Now, the reason I had my guitar fingerboard modified is to facilitate this, in fact, because one can do it on the guitar. You hear blues guitarists do it all the time. They bend a note like this. What my fingerboard does is to ease this enormously. Since the wood has been cut away, the pressure normally between the guitar and on a guitar fingerboard is the friction between the fingertip and the fingerboard. Since the fingerboard is cut away, I have the possibility to really
And those extra strings, what do they do?
Since Shankar and I started to play in 1973, we were playing with just two drums and a drum. And so I thought about the possibility of using what has been existing in India for thousands of years, and that is what they call sympathetic strings. And so, for example, I played that, and it sets up a harmonic background for me. I can accompany this very easily. And I can use what Shankar calls gamakas, or the bend, which is the blues, basic fundamental blues guitar.
Both McLaughlin and Shankar were established musicians before they met. Shankar is the son of India's leading violinist. He played his first concert when he was 7, and he's made more than 20 records in India. McLaughlin has played with some of the best jazz musicians in the world. During the early 70s, he broke through to a popular audience with his group, the Mahavishnu Orchestra. But with his explorations into Indian music, he was accused of leaving this popular audience behind.
For example, record companies and the promoters, they're not crazy about the idea. They think it's too esoteric, but that's their problem. They don't think how I think. They don't have my needs and desires to develop music in the only way that I know how, and that is just to follow my own intuition. Because I find I've experienced thinking that this is it, and it's not. Of course, you know, I think that if you have complete spiritual development, you can just sit in a cave in the Himalayas and travel throughout the universe. But that's another story. That's not my fate in this life. At least not up until this moment. I am a musician, and so since I have this, I have to deal with it in the best way I can.
John McLaughlin's musical journey started in the early 50s when he was 11. He inherited his first guitar from an older brother and heard his first records of the Mississippi Blues.
There was something about its feeling and its spontaneity, its movement, that was both magical and sensual. I know when I could put a record on the gramophone and play along with Muddy or play along with Big Bill and pick up little things like that. In fact, the gramophone has been one of my great teachers throughout my life. Approximately the same time, I was about 13 or 14, I heard Django Reinhardt. He was a radical on the guitar. He revolutionized the concept of playing guitar because he had brilliant technique, great emotion, but with this wonderful elegance. Then, about 15, I was exposed to Miles Davis music, which was another revelation for me. And it was a record called Milestones with John Coltrane, who was later to prove so influential on music and my life.
By his mid-teens, John McLaughlin had become a professional musician, borrowing his style from records of the best Americans. The trumpeter Miles Davis and saxophonist John Coltrane were the most influential. They could take a familiar show song and expand it musically, enriching the chord pattern with more complex harmonies and stretching and bending the rhythm. These were lessons in improvisation McLaughlin has never forgotten.
Around 20 years old, I started to play at the Flamingo Club with Georgie Fame and the Blue Flames. And now, at this point of time in England, it was a very fertile period, I think. Since there were two clubs in London, the Marquee and the Flamingo All-Nighter Club. And at the time, there were quite a lot of bands. There was John Mayall, Alexis Corner, Graham Bond's group, Dick Hexel-Smith, and there was Eric Clapton. I remember the Rolling Stones coming into this club, the Flamingo Club, for an audition. And they played so out of tune, I said, what's happening to the world? They were so bad, I couldn't believe it. I said, how can they even imagine that they'll get any work? But about 6 weeks later, they had a hit on the English charts. I'd become a studio musician, insofar that I'd been asked to go to do some studio dates, and I've been asked back, and finally, for the first time in my life, I started to make some money, and and I was able to pay my debts, of which I had consistently. Oh, I can't even remember. There's very diverse things. Astrid Gilberto, I used to do some TV shows. I used to play on Top of the Pops, which I don't know if it's still running. Maybe it's still running on English television. But I was trying to, at the same time, maintain a musical direction. I had a definite idea about the music that I should be playing. Since I was 15, I dreamed of coming to America. In fact, along because this is the birthplace of the music that I particularly loved. And I arrived in early February '69. And the first night I arrived, Miles Davis is playing in Harlem. And the next day I went to Miles's house, and Miles asked me to come on his album, which was the most unexpected thing.
Bitches Brew and In a Silent Way, the records John McLaughlin made with Miles Davis, were the most influential of a new kind of music that emerged in the late 60s, jazz rock. For more than 50 years, popular music had been borrowing from jazz and blues. Now it was the turn of jazz musicians to borrow back from rock and roll. But when McLaughlin was offered a permanent place in the Miles Davis band, he turned it down.
I'd gone to the point of realizing in myself that there was another way that I wanted to go. And so I had to say no to Miles, which was a very peculiar situation to find myself in.
McLaughlin's Mahavishnu Orchestra of the early 1970s marked two big changes in his life. He broke through to the wider audience for rock music, and he became an active disciple of Indian religion. Most of the music of this period, popular though it was, he dedicated to his guru, an Indian named Sri Chinmoy. By this time, McLaughlin's music and his view of the world had become inseparable.
From Milestones, the album we spoke about, John Coltrane, I'd followed each individual's career, musically and whatever information I could find out about them, to the point where John Coltrane released an album called A Love Supreme. which is one of the great records, I think, of the century. Now, in the beginning, I'd been listening to John Coltrane, I could hear him, but on this record, I couldn't hear what he was doing. I couldn't grasp what he was doing. However, there was a poem on the back, which is a great statement by he was a great and noble human being. And I knew that the music was talking about the same thing, only more so. But I couldn't hear it, but I tried to grasp it, but here I had a connection between this, my sudden awakening to a desire to discover what is religion, or what is me, who am I, and suddenly I had a connection here between the music that I loved and India. The burning question that I had in me when the first time I saw Suchin Moy, I said to him, what is the relationship between spirituality and music? And the answer was very simple, sublimely simple, in fact. He said, if you become enlightened, if you become realized, then whatever you do will be imbued with the enlightenment of your consciousness. Of course, it's very simple now to see it, and of course it was simple then, but I couldn't see it. It was like I couldn't see the wood for the trees. Words get very clumsy at times like this because they're so inarticulate. What can I say?
Shankar's father has made the violin an accepted instrument in Indian classical music. He taught his son to improvise in the South Indian style. He encouraged Shankar to learn North Indian music and to listen to the European masters, especially Mozart, Beethoven, Stravinsky and Bartók. But it wasn't until he arrived in America that Shankar heard the improvised music of the West.
So I came here in 1969. Interestingly enough, like John came the same year from England, actually. And I came in 69, and I taught at the university, and also I was getting my PhD in ethnomusicology. And basically I was playing and all the time, and that was really nice for me for a change, because I didn't have to go to school just to study other things, you know. And that's where I really started listening a lot of other music, you know, like jazz. And I heard like Miles Davis and different people, John Coltrane. I had a great impact hearing that. Like I had this friend who played trumpet, and we lived together actually. And so he used to play me daily these records. That's when actually it's interesting, because he's the first one who mentioned to me about John. He said you should listen to this guitar player who just came from England, no? And he put me the Miles Davis album, Bitches Brew, no? And he said he's really incredible, you should listen to him. And then I played with him one day. Like I came to New York, and I was in his apartment, and we just played together. Then it was a whole different thing. It's a whole new thing started, because with other musicians when I played, like before, like I had to play in their way. A lot of musicians I played with, it was more like I had to go all the time to their way, even on a free level, no? But with John, like, he can kind of go anywhere, no? And so he's one of the, at that point, he was the best musician I ever worked with, no? Kind of, so I was really, when I played with him, I was very happy, and it was really incredible, because he was going, not when I was going in this way, like he was coming wherever I was going, and we had a fantastic rapport, right?
This final piece, Get Down and Shruti, is music in which the influences of jazz, blues and India are so interwoven it's impossible to hear the joins.
Because you have to, you know, listen. That's the word. Or watch or see.
Great for you. Right.
Okay. Hello?
Okay.
You can't say it's this and this and this. It's just.
And that's where
No.
Shakti is.
What one does, the way one feels about what one does, and the relationship of what one does and what one is to the world, to the universe. Can you leave it open? Don't leave it on. Instead of, it's like a takadimi coming after it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are, in one way, the conductor of emotion, of
Cosmic emotion.
cosmic emotion, or violent emotions, or whatever it is, you know, of people. We can add it 3 times. Or we can leave it right there.
You're saying I'm a sad musician or what?
Yeah, I ask you.
I don't think so. I'm perfectly happy.
This is new music. I never heard this music.
Two things I love is violin and drummers. It's the only. That's the one thing that I want to play with. I mean, I love all instruments.
So you went Right. So you have to go into that right after your solo.
Right after your solo, okay.
I was sent out of class for 3 days for making noise. Can you believe it? I'm not going to say anything because you just see what happens when we play.
because I love it, you know. I mean, it's the only thing I want to do, frankly. I don't have any desires to play with any other people, because I feel completely satisfied, you know. Fulfilled is a better word. What's really wonderful is the fact that people take to it.
Yeah, just going to.
Yeah, just, you know, except those drunks in Copenhagen.
Yeah, it's the energy, you know. I mean, we as a band are not actually a band. We are just we are like one person, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
it's almost like one person. There's no Shankar and there's no John and there's no myself, you know, and stuff like that. It's just
this flow of energy.
It's just flow of energy. It goes from
a beautiful
Vico
dance
to John to whatever. It just keeps flowing, and people really enjoy seeing that this is a kind of group which plays the music they want to play, and they enjoy playing it, and it's still so clear.
Could you express, in a way, what you tell by playing?
Impossible. It's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. And to talk about music is, in a way, to defeat its purpose, to deny its existence, because it exists to say things that cannot be said otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So to talk about it is self-defeating, in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like talking about movies instead of seeing a movie. When you're trying to describe a movie to someone, you know, I saw a great movie the other night. You know, this happened and this. But if it's in the movie, you know, you don't say anything because they know.
Nice, I'm very happy to see you. Very happy to see you.
Hey, Arvind, how are you? Good to see you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you. You look fine.
Yeah.
All
You.
that sexy hair sticking out of your shirt and everything. This guy.
But you're not staying in the same hotel with us.
No, we're in Antilles, but during the next 2 days we're gonna do something.
Stay with us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we go for a rehearsal with you.
Okay. 40 minutes ride.
To the house.
We need your van.
Yeah, we're gonna use it.
Okay. You're going to the hotel with us though, right?
I come with you. Can I come with you?
Sure.
Baba. You don't believe me?
Music is a demonstration of the fact that we all really live in the same place. Although we all play in the world.
Maybe we take another taxi together.
Okay, very happy. I'm very happy to see me.
Very interesting articles in it, aren't they?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
See you guys.
So you're a big star. You know, and the people on the crew are so happy, you know. They are so happy.
It's like a family now.
Yeah.
The whole of this unbelievable universe is only for fun. The creator, he just made it for fun, that's all.
Musicians.
Here I am, someone's buffon.
Show me your backstage. Have you got a backstage?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, thank you.
Does that look like a backstage?
Yeah. It is a backstage.
How are you doing, Irvin? You got your gadget
Still
all
quite
moving
good,
there?
yeah.
Huh?
Still quite good.
Quite good. You like red?
Well, I'm just a guitar player, you know, I mean. You mean the guitar player? Yeah, get it on, yeah, right.
Give me some water.
How long before we go on?
As soon as possible.
Maybe you should use the ashtray.
Might be a half hour. You have to be prepared because of time.
Wow, but I could change my
You want to change your
Me?
string? Yeah, so get dressed. Whatever you're going to do.
Coffee here. Take this up. Put it on the street. You can ask him to get a blank second. I'll change my
I don't care if the audience know about me or not. The importance of my part, I feel, is that making sure that the musicians are able to give what they want to give and make everything possible for them. So when they give and the audience recognizes them and receives from them a great deal, then I feel like I'm recognized when the group is recognized. But I don't really care. And now this band, Shakti, the band itself gives off such an amount of freedom that they enjoy as musicians of such a high caliber that the audience are very, very inspired by it, and it definitely does a good thing for the audience.
I'm very happy that they're there, that they want to come and listen. All I want is for them to come and give me their presence. That's all I want. Because that's the power itself. When somebody comes and sits in front of you and is waiting for you, they're waiting for you to love them in a way.
Yeah.
They want something from you. But what they do is they give you a screen. They give you space. I mean, not outer space, but they give you consciousness space in which you can penetrate. And you can play with them. While playing, the barrier, or let's say the so-called barrier between where you live, which is invisible, and where you operate, which is visible, disappears. What is left is only consciousness. Music plays me, ideally. This is the ideal situation, which is what surrender is to me, is when everything that I am, and everything that I have is taken by music, or taken by beauty, which is truth and reality to me. It's taken and used. Everything that I feel, I give it to it. I give it to that moves me.
Do you remember we did something else? Like John, you sing almost as good as I do.
Worst insult you could have ever paid me.
That's exactly what I wanted. I'll do.
It's okay.
Is this that YouTube?
My revenge so be sweet.
Rhythm is a universal thing, you know, it's a universal way of thinking, you know, way of living.
This is first time Mridangam without Mridangam tabla and gadam. This is.
Hey, Viku. Viku, Vinayakara.
Zakir Hussain.
Yanna Guru Tanne. I just love this man.
New group.
Is it the best?
Best.
Yes.
Best of best of the world.
Best drummer in the world.
No.
You have one of the best drummers in the world. You've got to have one of the best groups around, right, Viku?
Yeah.
Viku, see, me and Viku have another kind of a problem, which is I speak Hindi, which is North India, and he speaks Tamil, which is South Indian language, and we don't know a word of each other's language. So it turns out that we have to speak English.
That's strange.
Yeah.
But you live in America, both of you. Huh?
Right. We even share an apartment here.
Yes.
When I first met him, I was wondering what would happen, whether he would look at me and say, you know, he's a young boy, I don't know if I should play with him or not, anything like that, you know, but it
That's what
wasn't.
Viku said, you mean?
No, I was wondering he might say that, you know, but it wasn't like that, because I met him the first time and the first day, and we played, and it was like been playing all the time, you know.
I arrived on the 20th in Madras.
Yeah.
And I said...
You arrived so late, no?
Yeah, 9 o'clock at night.
No,
They didn't even know I was
intimation,
coming,
no?
right? So the first thing I said was, we need a South Indian drummer, you know.
South Indian drummer.
Yeah.
That was Viku, huh?
Yeah, no, but I didn't know Viku then.
That night we
So,
were talking to very
we
late,
talked
about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Right in the morning.
Yeah.
We were talking. So 7:30 the next morning, you know, I'm rudely awakened. No, I was ready. And he came with his father and his brother and his uncle and his cousin.
We would like to
Disciples,
be there.
some people.
And he came, right? Right.
And,
please come, please come. Please.
And he brought his ghatam, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that day. And he brought his ghatam, and so we just put up the Shruti box, you know, the drum, and ta-ding, ta-ding, ta-ding. Yeah, fantastic. And because he played so beautifully. He plays so beautifully. So I asked him, I said, you want to go to America? Join this group? Yeah, I want to go.
What's the guitar made out of anyway?
This made is mud and clay.
Yeah, but there's some metal.
Seven metals.
Seven metals. Oh my, Ashtudat. They call it Ashtudat. Same way as my bass drum is made. You know, the bass drum?
Bass, yeah.
It's also 7 metals.
Huh?
Ah.
Because the 7 metals, the shine is coming. Because
The shine
egg,
and it rings
egg,
too,
yeah,
right?
7 metals and egg also is mixing.
Egg.
This special.
But I thought you're a vegetarian, Riku.
So I say every time, I am vegetarian, my instrument is non-vegetarian. I'm touching is non-vegetarian.
It's got egg in it. I see the yellow yolk here.
Yes, yellow egg.
Egg yolk.
But it's secret powder, that's pot maker only is know that made that.
6 years ago, when I got invited to dinner by Ali Akbar Khan Sahab, who is one of the greatest musicians alive today, one of the greatest artists. And and I arrived there with a guitar, and Zaki arrived with his tabla, and I looked at his tabla, you know, and he looked at my guitar, and so we just played. And immediately, just fantastic.
When I play my music, I am the worshipper of Ganesha, the Lord of Rhythm, you know, and I identify with him, and I identify with the rhythms I play, you know, I identify with my instrument, you know, as it is, you know, and I know that I'm somebody when I'm playing music, you know, I know I'm somebody important to myself, I'm important to other people, you know, I am a way of expressing what people feel, what I feel.
It is the Shakti.
It's the Shakti, it's the power, it's the creative energy which is within you and which is out in there, and you just generate it through you out back to the people, and then they generate it back to you.
Zakir, you're the son of Al-Arakan.
Who? Talk with me as me, not as son of. I mean, that's the problem. You know, the problem is he's such a great musician, right? And he's my father and he's my teacher. He used to come from his performance at night, 2 a.m. or something, wake me up, you know, and I'd sit there giving him a massage while he would talk to me about the music, you know, and the tradition and all that. And he would sing syllables, rhythmic syllables for me.
Tatit tagadina dindatong.
Dit tagadina dittatom.
Tagadina dindatong.
Tagadittatom.
Dindatong.
Dittam.
Tom.
Tarikkiradum. Tarikkiradum. Tarikkiradum.
Tarikkaradum, tarikkaradum, tarikkaradum.
Tarikkiradum. 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 Tagadina dittatom.
Dittagadina dindatong.
Tagadina dittatom.
Tagadindatong.
Dittatom.
Datong.
Tom.
Taringaradum, taringaradum, taringaradum.
Tarikkiradum. Tarikkiradum. Tarikkiradum.
Tarikkaradum, tarikkaradum, tarikkaradum. Tagadina dindatong. Dittagadina
Dittatom.
Tagadina dindatong. Tagadindatong. Dindatong. Dattam, tam. Taringaradum, taringaradum, taringaradum. Taringaradum, taringaradum, taringaradum. Taringaradum, taringaradum, taringaradum. basically sort of divide the idea up for a on-the-spot composition. We have a long composition. We break it up into parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 parts, and then we divide it. Both of us play each part, you know. And so one would start it and play the first, I'll play second, third, fourth, and then I'd play one, he'll play second, third, fourth, switch it around.
Behind rhythm, what is behind it?
Your soul.
Violin is a thing that you can't really put into words. So when I heard Shankar, in fact, the very first time I heard him was when we played together. And immediately there was like a telepathic rapport, which is most rare. And since then, which was 3 years ago, I always wanted to play with him.
When did you meet?
74.
Was it 74?
74.
It must have been early 74.
Early 75.
So you came in the States by
69.
yourself. Why
69.
did you come there?
I came to teach actually, and I was playing a lot. Actually, I had 3 different offers. First to leave the country and like to come to Moscow, no? I told you before, and also to Austria, and then America. Then I decided to come to America because more Indian things are happening here. No? Music and people were more aware.
Through Ramanathan, who was my Veena teacher, I met Raghavan, and Raghavan, who is a very crazy fellow, just like all of us, and so he said, one day he said, "You really have to meet my nephew. Plays great violin." So I said, "He plays violin, so let me meet him." This is the sweet box. It's like this. They're all relative to what we're doing. And relative to this, they're different. You know? In the cyclic motion. Maybe you understand, maybe you don't. As long as you feel it, it's all right. I love all instruments, but I love drums and strings.
So why
really
did you give up the Mahavishnu Orchestra to come into Shakti?
Because you know, even God, look at this purple over there. because even after the first concert we played, the very first one, we hardly ever played, but it was so wonderful.
It's just it.
To
You
play.
came into it just
that
like
it's
that.
just that it was it's self-evident. It's like light. It doesn't, it's like love. It doesn't need any proof of existence because it's staring in the face. I had a dream about Shakti, and I saw these pillars, There was an edifice, some kind of architecture, But the architecture was supported by 4 pillars, and the pillars were shining, And I was one, Shankar was one, Zaki was one, and Viku was one. 4 pillars, and everything. The pillars were like shining, glowing, just pure and strong. And this whole incredible edifice, just perfectly supported by this. It meant something to me. enjoy it, I'm very happy. But they don't know too much of the many years that are behind it. All the soul searching that goes on. Who am I? What am I?
That's suffering.
Everybody suffers, I feel. I think if you're born, you suffer. Just because you're separate. There's a separatist nature to this game of life. But ultimately, everything that you developed, your technique, your mental, intellectual capacities, the power of concentration, your experiences in the inner worlds, which happen in music, whether you meditate or not. If you play music, it's a form of meditation. Even if you read, it's a form of meditation. But ultimately, the whole is surrendered to this one supreme feeling of just total love.
Where have you been?
Sleeping.
Here we are slaving away, having breakfast, and you stay in bed.
I know.
What is this?
And I'm thinking, I'm not going to get those guys out of bed.
So how do you feel today? Had good sleep?
I feel good.
Nice.
I took some vitamins before I went to sleep last night.
In fact, I came and I knocked your
So you've been taking vitamins while we just sat around doing nothing.
And that's the first time I took them before I went to sleep.
Oh yeah?
It's amazing, yeah.
You must have been really out last night.
It's like having a sleeping pill, right?
I was really coughing, so I just came back. You forgot to bring the tablets.
I know.
So I came to your room, but by then you were asleep, so I went. Herbie gave me some tablets.
Herbie Hancock?
Yeah.
You want coffee?
Yeah.
What's this, orange juice?
The orange juice, you take it.
Fresh orange juice.
Then I took
Fresh
some
orange juice.
penicillin.
Not bad. Sauce wasn't so good. I preferred John's.
Yeah, John.
Movie stars,
Your movie star glasses,
Rock
right?
and roll. Player.
it's only rock and roll, that's what they
fantastic.
say.
Rock and roll movie star Gattam player Vinayakram.
But you came from Finland, right?
Finland.
We went from Finland, we took a 15-minute flight to Turku. Then from there we took about a half an hour
it doesn't
flight
get
to
dark up there.
Stockholm.
Yeah,
It doesn't get dark at all. Yeah, 2 in the morning and it's light, the sun's up at 3. You know, those guys don't kid around. They say, why sleep, you know, it's summer. Stay up.
The same in Norway and Denmark too, no? When we were there. Norway. Last night I couldn't play that loud because so many rooms, you know?
Yes, you
So I had to play loud and I had to set
today, you give vitamin.
bridge.
That
Yeah,
Change
sure.
things and I'm going to do it today.
So how were your concerts in Rome?
Rome was crazy. Like 3,000 people crashed the gate. It's bullshit about political,
Yeah, I know.
paying off the
Strange
communists,
things
you know.
happening over there.
Yeah.
Rome is very
Yeah, but Bologna was nice.
I was just thinking, looking at the sky before, and there's one thing that I have to be. I can only speak personally as an artist, and that is, you have to be in love with beauty itself, which is like God, present in everything, and to the same extent within yourself. So, what I really love is beauty in me.
What need have I for this? What need have I for that? I am dancing.